Well, it's one of the biggest days of the year for Providence's Federal Hill, Columbus Day.
But this year's festivities look a little bit different. No annual parade and al fresco dining event set for all day today has been canceled due to the weather. But restaurant owners say the entire weekend wasn't a wash.
12 News reporter Brandon Truitt is along Atwells Avenue with a look at a very different Columbus Day. Hi there, Brandon.
Hey guys, well, the street was supposed to be closed, but as you can tell, that's not the case. Al fresco dining was supposed to be happening throughout the day today, but they decided to pull it earlier because of the rain. This Columbus Day weekend, they saw roughly half as many people as last year, but despite it, restaurants say they're happy with the overall turnout. This is what we're used to seeing on Columbus Day. Atwells Avenue packed with people lining the parade route, sidewalks full. But this is 2020. We're in a pandemic. The rules already restrictive on what could be allowed, and Monday's rain didn't help.
There is not a single place up here that would tell you that they're unhappy with what we were able to accomplish in the current conditions.
Over the past 3 days, Rick Simone with the Federal Hill Commerce Association says they saw roughly 50,000 people. It's a big number, but roughly half what the holiday normally brings.
It was a lot of work. To say that it was not a lot of work would be a complete lie.
With changing restrictions, the weekend took months to plan. Just 2 weeks ago, Governor Gina Raimondo reducing the distance requirement for outdoor tables down to 6 feet from 8.
We clearly added at least 3 or 4 more tables, which kind of helps.
Armando Basiglia opened Bacco Vino and Contorni just 3 weeks before the pandemic, describing this weekend as a much-needed boost.
We got a lot of new people, a lot of new eyes, some fresh stomachs, and really you get people that are looking to come up.
The Federal Hill Commerce Association dispersing 200 heaters up and down Atwells, part of the $125,000 grant they got from Governor Gina Raimondo's Take It Outside campaign, an investment that could last for years to come.
When we get out of this next year, there's a lot of things that we learned from a perspective of how to do things up here.
And al fresco weekends are expected to last through the end of the month. Right now, though, the restaurants are really focused on getting people comfortable with indoor dining. They say that's the challenge moving forward. It is something they are already working on. Live in Providence, Brandon Truitt, 12 News.
Today's weather further dampened some Columbus Day plans already limited because of the ongoing pandemic.
12 News reporter Brandon Truitt went to Federal Hill in Providence to see how restaurants there are doing on what would normally be a big weekend for them. Brandon?
Well, guys, at 6 p.m. Columbus Day, it should be packed right now. Well, that's obviously not the case. Federal Hill went ahead and canceled al fresco dining. The road has been open ever since. And despite today being partly a wash, the restaurants here tell me they scored big this weekend. Empty tables.
It wasn't worth the efforts to try to go out.
And empty sidewalks.
Everybody set up and do these things and not be able to have any guests come up and enjoy it.
Not what you would expect for Columbus Day on Federal Hill, but mix the cold rain and a pandemic and you've got a recipe for people to stay home.
It was really good turnout, a really, really good turnout.
But over the weekend, these restaurants report bringing in serious dough. The pandemic undoubtedly draining the hospitality industry. Rick Simone with the Federal Hill Commerce Association saying they are pleased with this weekend's turnout.
There is not a single place up here that would tell you that they're unhappy with what we were able to accomplish in the current conditions.
Simone credits good weather and months of preparation. Restaurant owner Armando Basiglia opened his place just 3 weeks before the pandemic. He says they got a lot of new eyes this weekend.
It seemed like they were happy to be up here and enjoying something to do, with all the situations going around.
Take this and compare it to that. Video from this weekend last year, streets packed, the parade a go, a look at life before the pandemic. Simone says this holiday weekend saw roughly 50,000 people over the course of 3 days. That's roughly half the normal amount.
Obviously the numbers are going to be different, but if you compare us to what else is going on in the rest of the state, it's proved that Federal Hill is an economic engine and it's worth the investment that we're putting into it.
And keep in mind, it's been just about 2 weeks since Governor Gina Raimondo changed the outdoor table distancing requirement from 8 feet down to 6. Some of the restaurants here said that really made the difference for them this weekend. Live in Providence, Brandon Truitt, 12 News.